Oh boy, what in the world happened here? Well, people love spending dumb amounts of money on cardboard. Make sure you guys smash the like, crap on that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. A white sardine. Yeah, this wasn't on anybody's bingo sheet today, I feel like. Robbie, it's a circular. Why wouldn't people be looking at circular right now as a potential card? No, I get that. All right, I get we have fish support coming out in Rage of the Abyss. For those of you that haven't smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button, take a second and do so. I mean, it's what? Send a white sardine from your hand or deck to the graveyard, special summon this as a free level 2. You get locked into water monsters for the rest of this turn, and if this card is special summoned from the graveyard, just treat it as a tuner this turn. I mean, it's a free extender for fish. Alright, like, you can make a Link 2 with it, you can revive it, you can throw it at your opponent. Congratulations. You're looking at a card that has broken $1 right now. And that was the thing that... I think there was 30 listings of this morning when I looked at this. And I was like, huh? Like, y'all are really, really, really looking at this fish support right now and going, yeah, I'm going to be a fish main. And there's not going to be a single thing that anybody can do about it. You know what I got to say for that? About gosh darn time. About time you fish mains out here are finally getting some sort of respect. That's good. Alright, but I don't see a world where I want to spend this large amount of money on white sardine. $3-4 on a place that's more than I think the card's personally worth, but hey, you know what? If something does come from this, I want to be wrong. I want to see the community eat this card up, and I want to see the community be excited for white sardine, because it's also got white in the name, so it does support the white archetype. Man, that sounds so bad to actually say, but you know what I mean. All right, Rescue Ace Hydrant. So for those of you that have not been paying any attention to Rescue Ace cards, we're 2 weeks into this new format. All right, you had the World Celebration, which was a different category of fun. Yeah, it was pretty awful, I'll tell you that. I didn't get to really experience the new format until this week. But what we ended up getting out here was, why in the world has Hydrant started to spike up in price? Well, this is what we like to call the OCG effect. So as the OCG left their previous format, all the craziness, Rescue Ace was one of the crazier decks that their meta had to offer. So a lot of the TCG player mentality was, hey, this performed at one point, so why can't we revisit this, scenario out here and have this? And a lot of people on the other side of the equation were like, Rescue Ace is a safe bet this format. You're able to go down the full line, do the set for, and you have an incredibly strong matchup in your favor, like across the board, right? If you put in the Fiendsmith cards, you make the Desiree, you just have consistency. Like, that's what people really were looking to here, and that's why you've seen the CR double pretty much over the weekend here, which was nuts. Super rare hydrants are disappearing off of the market at an incredibly alarming rate. And the whole big thing right now is people just want a safe deck to play. Now, you are 3-4 weeks away from the next set. I don't know how much you're expecting this money to carry through on the long term, to be honest with you, but you know what? The player base has made some interesting calls before, so I'm willing to see where the long-term hold on the Hydrant explosion actually goes. Sure, I'll give it to you, community. You guys are very interesting. Iron Thunder! Yeah, this is your current Ryzul tech. I know we've talked about this in the past, but when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated on the field, pay after life points, negate that activation if you destroy that card. Then destroy any other cards in the same column the destroyed card was in that are in the monster zones or in the spell and trap card zone. So, buddy old pal, you have a free column blow up here on a negate. That's a counter trap card that's effectively costless, other than having to be set. Looking at Ryzul's domination in the OCG, I think most people have kind of reached the this deck is going to be broken claws. And that's why a lot of people are kind of looking at like things like Solemn Strikes again to kind of, try to slow this deck down, because a key strike on a monster effect definitely will send you back to the Stone Ages. It's just, you gotta be very careful, because the punch from the big Dreadnator will just mess up your entire day. Like, that's the big takeaway from this, honestly. It's just Strike, Solemn Judgment, any cards that can negate, summons the Iron Thunder also, and then the immediate double-sided value that you get out of the card to punish your opponent is very good. But, you have to live long enough to have the Iron Thunder be usable. Though, Ryzel can put a lot of damage on the field and they can control you. You might be getting OTK'd on the next turn, though, but you're going to have to use some level of, dare I say, interaction to clear the cards off of the field so you can kind of set up and do your thing. And that's where you see this very large amount of brokenness actually coming up. So, yeah, Iron Thunder time is now. The Meteorologic Aggregator. I looked at this card this morning in quantities, and I got bad news for you. These things, we're down to about 20 as of this morning, and that's not good. Now, granted, the card is already printed in an extremely low rarity, and we will probably be getting another print for this, but the thing you care about with this is, if this card is sent to the graveyard, target one face-up target one face-up card on the field, negate its effects until the end of this turn. That negates anything. If your opponent has a walking, talking Floodgate, your opponent has a Runic Fountain, you're able to blink that card. And the Ryzel cards have the ability to send this thing from the extra deck to the graveyard to turn off your Floodgate. That's a problem for you, and that's the reason why you're seeing this sudden spike up of Ryzel support, because this deck has a blink negate from the extra deck that they can access at all points in time. Alright, and if you're planning on getting Ryzel and you have not picked this card up yet, you are so far behind the times right now, you may as well not even bother building the deck. Alright, and this is why we talk about on this channel that you have to be months in advance with some of these cards, because Meteorologic Aggregator has the potential to hit $10+. I will be on record saying I will not be surprised to see Meteorologic shatter every expected number out here if it does not receive a reprint. If we do hit Bonanza and we do see a reprint for it, oh, okay, well, fine. I'm okay with that. That's the level of stuff that I do want to see out here. But for now, if you're planning on getting ahead for December, you got to do something. And then this current Runic hype train. For those of you that have not been paying attention to things right now, Runic's kind of weaseling its way around in the lower suburbs of the meta, both as the pure iteration of the deck and as the strong pure version. Losing skill drain to 1 did hurt the pure stun build, but it's not stopping players from trying out Runic variations and doing things. The White Forest Runic deck has been a huge fan favorite out here from so many people. A lot of people are genuinely super excited to pick this up and to try it. I don't blame them, actually. I love the idea that you can have success with these decks, and the variations are a lot of fun, actually. I personally, I'm not a huge fan of any of the Runic variations, but for the players that do want that, we can use all these engines, mix them together, get this advantage tree, go plus down the different pathways. That's for you, alright? But Runic cards, especially with Tip and Fountain, still being in the spotlight, a lot of people are returning to looking at those cards for the utility options that they get for the meta, and they've been starting to go up in price. That one's pretty much a no-brainer. We knew that. But these other things that we have here, interesting, to say the least. So, what in the world actually happened here? Yeah, the market did market things, as per usual. Hype did hype things. It's just another day in the office out here, honestly. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, alright? Peace out. patrons. Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.